What's up, jabronis? Welcome back to Implication Productions. We have reached season 3 in this It's Always Sunny season review series, so today we are reviewing and ranking, season 3 of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So season 2 had 10 episodes, which was 3 more than season 1. Season 3 is the longest season yet, with 15 episodes, with 2 of those being the 2 parts of a 2-parter. And today I'm gonna talk about those 15 episodes in order from worst to best.
Start running, because we're coming.
Oh my god,
10.
don't you dare!
9,
No,
8,
no, 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 no,
7,
no.
6,
No.
5, 4, 3.
We are right in the middle.
Frank, we're in the middle of something very
I got
important.
news. Your mother is dead.
Yeah, right. Nice try. Very funny, Frank.
I'm serious this time. She had a botched neck lift. She's as dead as disco. Who wants champagne?
I really don't like Bruce Mathis. I don't think he provides anything funny to the show, and not to this episode either. That being said, Dennis and Dee's mom is dead is not a bad episode. Matter of fact, it's quite good. It's really saying something about the season that the worst episode is an episode I kinda like. Now, Dee and Frank's plot is not that strong, mainly because of Bruce Mathis. Them being pushed to their extremes is funny to watch, and I think Frank's reaction to the mentioning of AIDS is hilarious. But overall, the plot isn't that funny. Now, the other plot is really funny. It's also worth mentioning that the setup to both plots is great, and that scene with the lawyer, who makes his first appearance here, is fantastic. Mac, Dennis and Charlie trying to put together a party in Dennis' new mansion is very fun to watch. Ernesto is a very funny character, and he and Charlie are just a joy to watch here. Everything from them putting together the flyer, to their interactions in the store, to them actually getting some kids to basically torture in the party mansion, it's a good plot. Then when the 2 plots connect at the end, it's okay. Now, I'm not one that wants to see the gang win most of the time, but I for sure don't want to see Bruce Mathis win and one-up the gang. All in all, it's still decent, but I feel like there is definitely some stuff dragging it down.
Yeah, once and for all.
It's going on and on.
Is there something that you need from us? Because we're right in the middle of something.
Please post these flyers anywhere you can.
Okay.
Yes. It's hard. Okay.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Out, get out.
Some people have no sense
There's
of
not need.
personal boundaries and property.
There's nothing.
Let's set the shit up again, okay?
Holy shit!
What? This dude looks just like Dennis.
I was actually gonna have this one above the next episode, but I couldn't justify it. This episode is good, but both plots are just solid and not much beyond that. I think I prefer Dennis and Dee's plot, where Dennis, looks like a registered sex offender. Dee setting him up at the park is pretty funny. The Charlie and Mac plot with them driving around with Mac's dad thinking he is murdering people is fine. I just think the episode isn't all that funny compared to the others in the season. Also, what does Frank do in this episode? If he has a plot here that I completely forgot about, I will put it on the screen, but I feel like he just wants to hire Mac's dad as a bodyguard and then completely disappears for the rest of the episode.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dee. Maybe I would actually like to do some good in this world. Maybe I would like to make a difference.
Oh, you
Ooh.
want to do
Yes.
good?
Yes, I do good.
Not good at that.
I can do good. No, I am capable of doing good.
No.
You just screw people over for your own
That
benefit.
is not
Oh,
true.
you guys are going to be so angry when you look back and you see that the world looks at Dennis Reynolds and says, Dennis, you are a good person. You are making a... Holy shit. What? There's a baby in this dumpster.
I really don't know if most of these are gonna be unpopular opinions, just cause this show isn't discussed that much in a review format. But The Gang Finds a Dumpster Baby is in the bottom 3 of the season for me. It's still good though. I think this one, once again, is one with a stronger and weaker plot, like with Dennis and Dee's mom is dead. I think Mac and Dee's plot is the strongest here, they are just hilarious together. The whole marriage deconstruction thing in the beginning of the plot is great, but when they go outside with the baby star Mexican stuff, that's when the plot really peaks. Charlie and Frank just going around collecting trash and filling their whole apartment with the trash to the point that they have to sleep in a dumpster is fun as well, but I'm not the biggest fan of Dennis' plot here. Now I do like the story with how it's an early season episode where Dennis really does the Dennis thing. Him seducing someone's girlfriend, then leaving like the guy outside all night tied to a tree to then come back and have him watch the tree he tried protecting be torn down. That's just Dennis. My only problem really is that it's not very funny to me. The show is a pure comedy, so if I don't find something funny, it's like not that good to me. Now there are a couple good lines in there, but the other plots definitely carry her. For sure one of the weakest Dennis episodes for me.
Well, you're wearing the same clothes you were wearing yesterday.
Yeah, that's what you were wearing yesterday.
No, I'm not. These are different clothes.
Where'd you get the scratches on your neck?
What?
You got scratches on your neck.
No, I don't.
Well, let me see.
Let's see.
No?
Culprit.
What? I gotta take a piss. I don't have any... You guys are... Huh? Well, that was weird.
Wow.
Yeah, he's been acting like that a lot lately.
What's gotten into him?
Serial killing.
This one didn't age that well. Thankfully, it's funny, which is gonna kind of make up for all that. Carmen is treated really poorly here, in a way where it don't feel like it's us laughing at the gang being ignorant, it's more just the show laughing at her. Kind of. I'm talking about that exchange in the last scene, that one is kinda rough. I think Charlie in this episode is on point. The whole episode of course is centered around Mac and him seeing Carmen and the gang thinking he is a serial killer because of how like weird he is acting. But Charlie is the one who steals the show. He is in lawyer mode trying to help Mac while totally misunderstanding the whole situation, which is hilarious. Then Dennis and Dee have a hilarious side plot where they go from trying to lure out the serial killer to actually acting like serial killers, which is not only a great moment for Dennis' character, but also for Dee's character, as she is kind of going along with his insane stuff here. Makes sense, they are siblings after all. Frank is the one really leading the investigation against Mac, and this is one of those episodes where I pretty much forgot about him at first. But all characters play a part here, and the twist in the end is good as well. So this is the first two-parter so far, and this is the second part of the two-parter. For some it might make more sense to rank the two-parters as one episode on the list, but for me it's just like it's two different episodes. Especially with future two-parters like The Gang Goes to Hell, where it's basically two completely different stories that's just connected. But the second part of The Gang Gets Whacked is weaker than the first one for me, and it's just coming down to that the best stuff is in the first half. Not anything against the cricket plot here or Mac joining the mafia, both these plots are entertaining. Well, the cricket one ain't that good, but I do enjoy the episode overall.
Oh my God.
The plot from the title is fine. Mac and Dee are funny together, it's an outrageous scenario, it has a couple of good laughs, but the other plot is awesome. Frank, Dennis and Charlie just buying an old police car and pretending to be cops is a great plot for the gang, and they get a lot of comedy out of it. And Agent Jack Bauer is the GOAT. This is just a really funny episode.
Holy shit.
What is that?
Oh my God.
Whoa.
That's a big bag of drugs.
This is not good, dude. Somebody's gonna be looking for those drugs.
Oh, relax, dude. They're gonna be shit out of luck because no one saw us take the speakers. Did they? See us take?
No.
There you have it. Look, let's not worry or panic. There's a lot of drugs, but like, what's the worst that could happen?
This part is above part 2, because it has the funnier plot points in my opinion. The country club stuff is hilarious. I think everyone has a good plot there. First we got Mac and Dee trying to come off as business people and then just saying they have drugs. Charlie with his whole horse thing, and Frank pimping out Dennis, which is probably my favorite plot. It's great stuff.
Bar would be a perfect spot for one of our oldies rock cafes.
Shit, dude. How do I explain this to you?
I don't know.
This bar, it's who we are. All right?
Hey, man.
It's all we've got.
our
You
life.
wouldn't understand that. Because you corporate pigs think you can just buy everything. But you
can't
can't.
buy everything.
We
You
know
can't
your
buy
kind.
everything.
The big businesses just going all over town, swallowing up all the small guys. Well, guess what, pal? Patty's Pub can't be bought.
Okay. Well, if you would just please take a look at our offer.
Yeah, man. We'll take a look at it. Sold!
This is one of my favorite Waitress episodes. Not like there are a lot of them or anything, but I like this one. Charlie and Dee getting fired and then coming to ruin the waitress job is really entertaining, and once they throw Dennis into the mix, it becomes comedy gold. I love the scene of Charlie interviewing Dennis, and Frank and Max plots is unfortunately the reason the episode isn't ranked higher. Don't get me wrong, the doo-wop group is amazing, but the plot isn't that funny to me, honestly. However, I think the other plot is really funny, and Dennis and the waitress has a really fun dynamic, and especially with Charlie, it's really an early season thing. They kind of bring it up later, but it's really fun here in the beginning, like just coming off of their first episodes together.
We can make better news.
We
than that,
could,
dude.
Charlie.
Do you want me to grab my camera?
Yes.
Do you want me to grab my
Just
camera?
like the old days.
Let's go out there. Let's make some news.
I want in on this action because I am bored to death sitting here.
No, that's a bad idea. Usually when you get involved, somebody gets hurt.
That's ridiculous. I'm just palling around with the guys. How's anybody going to get hurt?
This one is funny. It's just one of those concepts that is perfect for the gang. The gang trying to report news is hilarious both on paper and in execution. My favorite scene is the elder home one with the racist old woman and Frank's ass thing. But the whole episode is full of funny stuff. The Chinatown stuff is also a highlight with Charlie's iconic freakout, and his whole cat shopping thing is probably the first instance of Charlie's weird relationship to animals. Unfortunately, it's another one with weaker plots. I do not care for the Dennis and Dee stuff, except for when Dee joins them and gets burned, but the club stuff is just okay. It has one or two funny moments, but that's it for me. But the reporting plot is so good that it still ends up this far up.
I will make this year's talent show the best talent show ever.
What are you saying? We're in the middle of emergency here.
Guys, we gotta move on this.
It's the damn North Koreans.
Wait a second. What makes you guys think they're North Koreans?
That's the bad Koreans.
Yeah,
They're
that's
the
a-
sneaky bad
It's
Korean.
a terror.
man.
The ones on the top and
Oh
they sneak
my
down
God.
and
Are
they
they
eat
smaller
everybody's
than
pets.
I can't stand it. It's un-American. All right, God damn it, that's it. They're gonna take our way of life from us. It's bullshit. Okay, gang, let's solve this North Korea situation once and for all.
This episode has one of the best jokes of the entire show, with the door marked pirates. This is an episode that definitely, to the last ones, have 3 solid plots instead of 1 good and 1 weaker. What I mean is basically, I like all plots here, but I don't think any of them are great. The plot twist is absolutely crazy, and how it all comes together is fun to see at the end, but it's just not an episode that has that many great jokes to me.
Trying out for the Eagles.
The Philadelphia Eagles?
Yeah, they're holding tryouts for the public. Like in that movie, Invincible.
Oh, was that the one where the guy from the New Kids on the Block makes it onto the Eagles? I saw that.
Yeah, that's the one. That's a good one. Wait, so they're actually doing that?
Yes, just give me the football.
Well, Dennis, I think you know what we have to do.
For some reason, I didn't think I would place this one very high, but this is top 5 of the season. In the 5 spot, but still. The gang trying out for the Eagles is just a very entertaining concept, and them competing against each other is always fun to watch. Dennis getting hit by the ball, the coach, Donovan McNabb, Dee breaking her foot is just all very funny. And then we got Frank and Charlie with the very funny side plot as well, following the game and getting high. Green Man makes his first appearance here as well, can't get any better than that.
You're not gonna believe this. I just ran into the biggest loser from my high school, and she owns this store.
Really?
Yeah, I used to say all this stuff about about, how I was gonna be big and famous to keep her down.
Oh, yeah.
But it did the opposite. It inspired her or something, which is terrible.
I'll tell you what, calm down. Here's what you do, all right? Pop on a couple things, slip them on, we'll just walk right out of here.
No, that's not good enough. I gotta beat her at her own game. Charlie, I got a fatty to take down.
How is this the lowest rated episode of the season? Everyone's plot here is amazing in my opinion. First we got Mac and Frank organizing a sweatshop kind of just because, and then Dee and Charlie working in there having to make dresses for Dennis, who is just lying to everyone this whole time. It's just also greatly put together. Like all the plots are interconnected and then it all comes together at the end, which is always great. It has yet another one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah. Hey, do you have any more of those sketches? Maybe one where the lady's looking right at you.
Stop talking to me.
I just love Dennis' delivery of that line so much. Glenn Howerton is an excellent actor.
Wait, did that guy go to Waldron?
I don't know.
Is his name Kevin Gallagher?
Yes?
Holy shit, no, that guy's retarded.
Well, you're retarded.
No, dude, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying he's an actual retarded person. Yeah, we went to elementary school together. He used to take classes in a trailer outside school. He rode the short bus.
Whatever. You think I wouldn't know if the guy I'm dating is retarded? There is no way I am dating a retarded person.
The band plot in this episode is one of the greatest plots of the whole show. We get the first appearance of Dayman and Nightman, which solidifies its spot in the top 3. I think all the music stuff is so much fun. The music store with Frank is hilarious, and the whole band rivalry and their different songs and conflicting ideas it's all amazing to watch. However, the title plot isn't as good though, sadly. It's just Dennis and Dee saying the R word for half the episode. It's kind of like Charlie saying the N word in the first episode, where the joke is just that they are saying a bad word. And no one is even reacting to them doing it because they're just saying it to each other. It's not even that I'm offended by it or anything. It's not as bad as in Charlie Gets Cancer, of course, but it's not that funny. I like Lil Kevin though, and him dissing the gang at the end was a nice conclusion. If the whole episode was band stuff, this might be number 1, cause I like that plot so much.
Okay, just take whatever you want.
Yeah, take the cash register.
Take the girl.
Let me take the girl.
Don't argue with
He's
them,
right,
just go.
sis. You better just go with them.
But they're not trying to take me anywhere.
Don't try to be hero, D. Just do what they say.
They're not saying anything.
Well, listen, sis, if you keep arguing with them, then we're all gonna die.
We don't want the girl!
Then take the cash.
We don't want the cash!
Well, then what the hell do you want?
We're taking you bitches hostage.
This is one of the best McBoyle appearances, which is actually saying something, since they are in the show a lot. I have a soft spot for episodes that only take place in the bar, and the gang being held hostage in their own bar is just perfect. The gang turning against each other pretty much immediately is very much on character and very fun. It's also funny to me how everyone kind of forgets about Frank. The McBoyles never question where he is, and he is just chilling up in the vents. And the attic, which I think we have never seen after this. Charlie's bad room is never mentioned again to my knowledge, which is interesting. With how the bar basically has stayed the exact same for almost 20 years now, it's safe to say the room is probably still up there. But this one is really funny all around. Every character gets to shine, and it's only beaten by one episode this season that does this too, but even better.
Can you read that goddamn thing?
I gave it a once over.
Your illiteracy is screwed us again,
Your illiteracy is
That doesn't
screwing
make
us,
any
man.
sense.
It's not
I
allowed.
have
Never.
a question about
I'm
this.
not.
I have an important question. Does this make Charlie number 5 and I'm number 4? Because I
D,
think in light of
shut
the
up! Stop with the back sass. This is what Frank is talking about.
You never know when to shut
Wait a
up.
second, maybe this thing isn't legal.
No, it's legal. There was a lawyer there. He stamped it and everything.
Well, what the hell are we gonna do now?
We're gonna dance our asses off!
This is the best episode of season 3 in my opinion, and for me it's an easy choice. This episode highlights every member of the gang at their best. Charlie is at his greatest stupidity here, signing up the bar as the prize for a dance competition at the bar. Dennis does the Dennis thing and manipulates and kind of sexually harasses this poor woman. Mac has some great dance moves, he is so funny here. Frank is evil and Dee is using cricket and breaking his heart. It's just such a funny episode because we got all of the gang competing against each other. It's just like in The Gang Gets Invincible, but with the whole gang and to a greater extent. I love all the scheming going on from everybody, and it has so much funny moments. Season 3 has a lot of strong episodes. I'm not sure if it's as strong overall as Season 2 though. I think my top 3 of last season is better than the top 3 of this season. I mean, that's just my personal preference, and I think both seasons are really good, but as it is, I'm taking Season 2 over Season 3. Frank has gotten better in this season. Now, like I said in last video, I never thought his character needed saving or anything, but they are letting him be more loose, and have almost entirely gotten rid of his dad role, which I think is for the better. I like seeing him just taking edibles with Charlie and just doing whatever instead of saying stuff like this. After all, he isn't their dad anymore, so that makes sense, but Frank is really funny. And so is Dee. She's in a similar boat where she gets to do more shenanigans with each season, as she is slowly getting closer to the rest of the gang, doing stuff like this and this. She does some very bad stuff this season. Once again, she is often seen with Dennis in this season. I'm mentioning this in this video as well, just because I don't think that's something that's gonna stay for long, I feel like. But they have a 3-episode run with plots together. Dee barely gets any plots of her own though. I think it's only her side plot in the gang solves the North Korea situation, and that's a very small one. The same goes for Charlie. Going from multiple plots in season 1 to him only having a couple plots with someone else that he breaks off from a couple of minutes. The rest of the time he can be with like anyone. He goes trash collecting with Frank, spying with Dennis, getaway driving with Mac, and exploiting cricket with Dee. Still though, basically no plots with him, Mac and Dennis doing something together. Charlie is still super entertaining to watch. He is arguably the funniest character and always has great lines no matter the episode. Dennis is becoming better and better with each episode and getting closer to the Golden God. He is quickly rising the ranks of the characters, going from arguably the blandest to the most interesting, especially with his murderous scenes in Mac is a Serial Killer. He is not quite there yet, but we are seeing signs, and his assholery is to a whole new level compared to last season. Just his treatment of the model in the Aluminum Monster vs. Fatty Magoo is really bad, and his whole characterization in that episode is excellent. Then, like I mentioned before, we see him in full manipulation mode in The Gang Dances Their Asses Off, and him trying to seduce Margaret in The Gang Gets Held Hostage. He gets more entertaining with each episode. Mac once again becomes slightly less bad with each season, but not to a big extent, more just toning him down to be with the rest of the gang, instead of way worse than the rest of them, like he was in season 1. He does some very questionable stuff, but he isn't as much of a solo threat, since when he has his own plots, he just feels insecure about his sexuality and like joins the mafia. He has some of the best delivered lines of the whole show, and he is almost always a joy to watch in my opinion, and that is true for this season as well. As a whole, it's a good season. Not one I come back to as much as season 2, but still a lot of good episodes, and basically only one I would consider a skip. In the next video, we will see if season 4 is a good follow-up.
It's done, guys. Goodbye, Patty's Pub. Goodbye, Philadelphia. Goodbye, Charlie. Mac, Dee, Frank. The bar's done.